do drugs, but that very show, I kind of wish I was doing drugs. How trippy it was.
Oh, in fact, it's funny because when I first went to because I'm from Scotland originally, but when I first moved to London, I picked up some work roadieing, and so I was on this crew. We used to roadie for all the bands that used to come into London, and we had Primus at I think it was Shepherd's Bush Empire at the time, and so it was great because we used to get to see all the bands, and I remember seeing them and they were absolutely fantastic. So good to see. I mean, his playing is just superb to see live. So good.
Yeah. And they're coming back on tour too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, I can't wait to see them coming back because I love Primus.
Yeah, I love Primus. How about Fishbone? Do you like Fishbone? Do you ever get into them?
Yes, I haven't seen them, but I do like Fishbone.
Oh, I mean, they got so much energy live, when they're playing. Absolutely amazing.
Totally agree. All right, so you guys, here is War Pigs, Pilgrim Speakeasy. I can't even speak.
Good. Second one. Hit the other one.
They were spending all your taxes, dropping bombs upon Iraqis, exploitation, bad production, corporation, mass destruction. In the streets the bodies burn, consumerist machine keeps turning. Death and plastic to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh, yeah. ashes where the body's burning. No more war pigs have the power. A hand of nature strikes the hour. No more gods and no more war. On their knees the war pigs crawling. Begging mercy for their sins.
A dangerous situation, good for business, bad for the people.
Let's talk about the music. Pilgrim Speakeasy, War Pigs. Now, Roger was sitting there talking to me off the air about more about this story about the song that he picked. And I came back on the air to have you retell about the story.
No need to make a nuisance of yourselves.
How I chose War Pigs to do cover. Yeah, well, it was basically, it was really as a result of the sort of political situation, and in United States and also in Britain post sort of Iraq, and it kind of it just struck me how like so little has changed. If you look at the original words to War Pigs, we're still in that same situation. So I thought it'd be quite good to basically bring it up to date in a kind of modern sense, and just try to do a modern version of it. And it's funny because we were just talking about this before, that since I did this song, actually I've got quite a lot of feedback from people, and usually there's like two kinds of patriotism we were talking about. There's the kind which is like given to you from the, like, you might find in the media, like propaganda telling you that we should go to war for this reason, that reason. And then there's a real kind of patriotism, which is a more sort of, the love that you have for your country or whatever. And it's funny because the people that give me feedback, they wouldn't be the kind of people I would expect to get feedback. They're kind of military people, maybe ex-soldiers. And they love this song. They really love this song. And it's quite surprising for me, considering what the words are. But it's just, so it just goes to show you can always be surprised at people's reaction. I think that's what's been quite interesting for me doing this War Pigs song.
Right. And now you said you came to New York and you talked to someone about the two towers?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, that's the case in point for this, talking about the media and how people kind of suck up what they're told to hear. Because like when I was there, we're talking to them, and both like United Kingdom and United States, we both went into that war under false pretenses, and there'd been no proof at all that Iraq had actually been linked with the attacks in the United States. And yet we still found a way to go in there and go to war on false pretenses. So when I was in New York, I was talking to this guy, and we were discussing this, and I was saying, so we United Kingdom, we went into war, alongside United States, and there was no reason for that to happen. It's quite a serious thing, and he was telling me, well, yeah, sure, there was a reason, and he started saying, well, it's because of the World Trade Center, and it's like, then it's obviously become obvious since then that the two things are absolutely not connected with Iraq whatsoever. And yet we still went in, and people still are of that opinion. Some people still of that opinion. So it's just, I thought it'd be good to write this song to kind of, just to keep this in perspective,
Right. Well, it's kind of interesting to have a different kind of a country like yourself, a different perspective on the war that's going on right now. How do you feel about Paris attack?
Paris attacks. In what sense? How did I feel? I mean, it was horrible.
The whole thing, though, what happened when they went inside to the auditorium and blew up the whole thing.
Oh, it's horrible. I mean, it's absolutely horrible. I mean, there's no. We shouldn't. I don't think that we should think that any side of it is beyond like reproach. It's disgusting behaviour, but we just have to be truthful about how these things come about and how they're dealt with. That's my main point. I'm not saying that they're right in any way at all, but how they're viewed we have to be honest about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this whole thing is a big can of worms that we've opened up, and I think part of it, in my opinion anyway, I just think that people should, particularly people in other parts of the world with their own cultures, I don't think that we should really be messing around there. We should offer a humanitarian aid, but I don't think that we should be trying to affect any other change there, because it's for people themselves to evolve whatever way they see fit, as long as, of course, it doesn't damage any other parts of people's societies elsewhere. But and I think this Syria conflict is a case in point, because we just messed around so much in there. First of all, we were supporting the rebels. Now Russia is supporting Assad regime, and the whole thing has just been ripped apart, So I'm not saying we should definitely help, but it should be humanitarian assistance only. There should be no military involved in someone else's conflict. I don't think that's just my opinion, though. So
yeah. I kind of agree on that aspect. But everybody is so thirsty or so hungry for the war to get rid of the, what they call it, ditch, or what do you want to call them, that they only see what happened and they just want to get rid of them or make them go away. But they're really hitting it hard all over the world, especially here in the States. And people are far focused on blaming everybody who started them. It doesn't really matter who gave them the opportunity to get them, but they're here and they're causing war and